Right, so this is route 4B, so it's our differentiated route 4. Starting from school, which is here, and you're coming out of school. In fact, I'll turn this around so that you're talking with the top, facing the directions I'm talking. You come out of school and turn to the right. That's going to take you up then to the post office here. Carry on beyond the post office, keep going up Rochdale Road, past the church, past the primary school, past the entrance to High Crompton Park, and then you turn right, then right here, which will bring you past the tennis courts at the back of High Crompton Park, and you're on this track then. Okay, let's just spin it around a little bit. So on this track you've got the park on your right hand side, and then you will find houses on your right hand side and fields, farmland on your left. As you carry on walking along here, you'll come to a small group of buildings. Not this large group of buildings here, but a small group of buildings. And just after that small group of buildings, your pathway is going to change, your bearing is going to change. You're going to go down here, and you're going to join on to this roadway, which is, again, it's a country gravel path, really. And this brings you up to here, which is the back entrance here to Dunwood Park. Now the blue line shows you going right along the top here and then making a very steep descent, which you're not going to do. What we need you to do is go into the top of the park here, not along the pathway that goes alongside it, but actually into the park. Turn right and then walk along where I'm tracing the arrow here, and you'll come to a wooden sort of bollard stake in the ground, if you like, which I think has got a red cap, a red top around it. That signifies where the path is for you to then turn left and come down through the park. Your objective basically is to come out here, this is the Jubilee Bend here, and there is an exit out of the park where the Jubilee Bend is. When you come out there, you've got Jubilee over on this side, the old pub over on this side of the road. Going back towards Shaw, that way you're going towards Neway this way. You need to turn left to go towards Neway. After a short distance, on the right hand side, there is a level, you see the tram tracks, and there is a level crossing that goes across the tram tracks, which you need to take. After the level crossing, you're going to turn here. This will bring you up to the left a little bit, and you'll be going uphill. But you should see a path that goes kind of almost back on yourself. It may well be hidden, as in overgrown, possibly by nettles. If it is, then obviously you sort of need to identify it, you need to find it, because you need to take that path, which is going to bring you up then here to this farm. And then again, the bridle way just keeps on going up. Just keep going on that same bearing. You get to this farm, and you keep going on this bearing. Notice on this side here you've got some stuff there. But ultimately, you are going to come out here, and this is the point. You've been here before. This is the point where you've got the little road that goes towards Ogden Reservoir and Ogden Reservoir Car Park. So come out here. Neway is down here. Just come out. You have a factory there on your left-hand side. There is a sign here pointing out the fact that there's a pub up here called, I think, the Bull's Head. Obviously, we're not going to be going there. We'll go past there. We go up basically to your next checkpoint, which is the car park at Ogden Reservoir. From Ogden Reservoir then, you carry on going. You've got the reservoir on your left-hand side, and that becomes the theme for a little while. And you've got a second reservoir on your left-hand side. Then you have a third reservoir on your left-hand side. And then as you come to the fourth reservoir, that you're going to walk across the front of the dam wall. So that's obviously going to be on your right. You're going to loop round until then you come to this path, which you're going to climb up. On the left-hand side here, notice you've got a meandering stream. But then you have to make this ascent, and it's a tough ascent. When you get to the top, you've got some lovely views back down over the valley. But getting up to the top of there is your objective to your next checkpoint, your third checkpoint, which is the Ram's Head. From the Ram's Head, cross over the road, carefully. Again, cars flying up and down here well in excess of the speed limit. Some left down here, and then there is a pathway, a major pathway. Again, you can't really miss it, particularly if you've measured that distance. A major pathway going off to the right hand side. Again, on your right, because of course you've got, let me spin this round. So on your right there is this valley with a stream running through it. There's that stream again to the right hand side. You come to this next dam. You're going to walk across the front of the dam wall there and around here. So the dam here is always going to be on your left hand side. As you come to the end of the dam, you start climbing uphill, and you need to be looking out for and concentrating, looking out for a path that goes off to the right hand side. Not the path, not just keeping blindly on that pathway that you're already on. But up here there is a clear path, pretty well marked, that comes off here to the right hand side. And you're following that. You may well even see here the road parallel to you. Get to this point, and again you can just about make out here, in fact if I zoom in a little bit on it, you just about make out here that the path that you're going to go on down, and that path of course here hits the back end, the bottom of this reservoir here, which I think is Dowry Reservoir. You come up here then to the road, and then come back up the road a little bit before finding here a bridleway. This is the Pennine Bridleway. It's very well signposted. You walk along there, up this hill, up the Pennine Bridleway until you can go no further and you hit this walled path. So get up to the top of that, turn right, walk along here. Now, again, I would measure that distance, but when you get to this point, there's a junction here, signposts down to Castle Shaw. You may well even be able to see from there Castle Shaw Lower Reservoir. You're going to come down here, down this steep descent, and across here, across to Castle Shaw Upper Reservoir, walk across the dam wall there, get to the end of the dam wall, and there's a road that bends round to the right. Follow that down here. You'll then have this other reservoir, Castle Shaw Lower, on your right hand side, but just keep on that walled single track tarmac road. Keep coming round, and you are then into Castle Shaw Centre, and it's time to set camp.